Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Thursday, December 16th, 2021. It's been a while since we last met. I haven't been feeling so great lately, so took some time just because had I tried to stream these past two sessions, the Thursday of last week and Tuesday of this week, it wouldn't have gone very well. I would have not been at all even remotely the same. But today I'm a bit better because at least I can think straight today. That was the biggest problem. Is I've had I think it was allergies, and I think it's been allergies the whole time, but I just had complete and utter brain fog. I could not concentrate and think for the life of me. It was not particularly pleasant, since I highly value my ability to think straight. Like I try to avoid anything at all that would impede my ability to think and to think clearly. I don't find the sensation to be particularly pleasant when I'm unable to think and form plans, which, this content that I'm making is all about thinking and forming plans and executing on those plans. So, yeah, wouldn't have gone well. Would not have gone well. That being said, I've, over the past week and a half, had several things going on. Main thing being that we had a slat on a fence that came down. I finally got around to fixing that yesterday, getting it put back up. It seems whoever did that section of fence didn't do a particularly good job at it, which, as it turns out, was another thing that the general contractors did before we were moving in, as my mother bought the house 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. It was October 2016, so it's been 5 years in this house, and a lot of work was done very shoddily before we moved in. And I wish that I'd seen this house. I wish I was physically here to see the house before a decision was made on whether or not to buy it, because I would have absolutely said, no, don't do it. It's a trap. And it was a trap, and we're dealing with those consequences still. Because there's just so much that's wrong with things. It was a section of fence that a gate latches to, so it's the section with the latch for the gate, and it was separating from the main vertical support beam, the three horizontal cross beams. Two of those beams of the three were separated from the end that had the latch on it. They were like pulled off, detached. So I don't have any screws long enough to go through a plank and the horizontal beam and into the vertical beam to secure it. So that's a thing that still needs to be fixed to get that all connected again. And the slat that fell was not the only slat that had issues connecting to the horizontal beams. So I put in multiple nails to re-secure those things yesterday. That was a great time. That was a fantastic time yesterday. Just manual labor getting that fixed. And then in my stupor, as I was unable to concentrate in the mornings, I ended up playing a free game that we got a little while back from the Epic Game Store called Farming Simulator 19. I had yet to ever play any Farming Simulator game. Ever. And I do know that the new one is out, 22 is out, and I don't know. It's been a great way to shut my brain off and not have to think. Just set it up to have a worker working on the field at a time and just watch the gameplay itself. It's one of those type of games that you can just let it go, and you can watch as it plays itself for the most part. So that's been quite relaxing and getting me through these few days. Also, just to mention, our next stream on Tuesday is the day before my birthday. And then the next Thursday is the day after my birthday. Wednesday will be my birthday. And then we have Christmas coming up. So, yeah, that's happening. I don't know what I'm going to do for it. I really have no idea what I'll be doing for it, but we'll see what ends up happening. I know that Wednesdays I usually record 3 episodes of Satisfactory, so that's usually my entire morning. But I don't know about on the 22nd if I would want to record 3 episodes of Satisfactory. But then I'm thinking, well, if I don't do it then, I have to get it done at some point, and it's not going to be a day that I stream. So I don't know what's going to go on with my recording of that game. I might have to do it over the weekend, this weekend, to get it done and over with, and through videos through the 27th, pretty much, which, yeah, we'll see about that. So, Factorio, I have played jack and all of this game since the last time we met. So we're continuing off from where we left off. And I've been trying to get the color working on here. For the life of me, I can't fix it. I can't figure out what's going on with the clock color. I'm trying. I am trying to change it away from green, because apparently people can't frickin' read the green. But if I go into the clock setting, this doesn't work at all. It does not work. It does not change. It doesn't update the GUI at all on setting change. Somehow. And I've looked at the code, and there's nothing glaringly, blatantly obvious that would tell me why it's not updating to the updated color. Absolutely nothing. Same thing with the font. The font does not change. Oh, but the show on button? The show on button? Yeah, that one will change. That updates. That updates. The font and the color, it does not update for whatever reason. I can set it to whatever color I want. I can set it to whatever font I want. It does not update on the GUI. And it's actually been like that for a while. And I don't think anyone's pointed it out to bobbing about, because this is one of Bob's mods. This clock mod. There was a complete overhaul in version 18 that quote unquote made the thing operate 400% faster, but yeah, I can't change my color, dude. It is what it is. It's set as what it's set at. And yes, this behavior happens even in a fresh Factorio install where the only mod is the clock mod. It won't change off of black and default. In fact, it did that in my newliest playthrough, which was a completely separate Factorio install with a fresh download of the most recent version of the clock mod. I was unable to change it off of black and default font, regardless of the settings that I set. So this is just a general problem with the clock mod. It's just broken for these two settings. Will it change? Will it update to 24-hour? It does update for 24-hour. And I was looking at the code and I'm like, there's no difference in how these things are defined that I could see on how these settings are defined and how the functions are defined for these settings between all 5 of these that would indicate a problem. There's nothing blaringly obvious that would indicate a problem. But anyway, that's a thing I've been trying to figure out. So for all those complaining about the color, I change it if I could. I can't. And for whatever reason, Factorio saves mod settings as a generic .dat folder, or folder file, which I don't know how to edit. No matter what program I try to open it in, there's something wrong. And I am fearful of making changes and saving changes and then having everything get reset because it gets corrupted. Anyway, what did we do last time? I have to remember. What did we do last time? It had something to do with oh yeah, we've done this thing with cobalt extract, didn't we? We have cobalt extract. We did like nickel, I remember. We have nickel plates, and I believe we did set up the cobalt extract. If I can remember where I did that, that would be great. There you are. Hi. You are... Yeah, I need that sinkhole there, so I guess that's the first thing I'm going to do. Is go and place that sinkhole. And then... the next item on the agenda, not petri dishes, but zinc. Zinc! Glorious zinc. Add to top. We need zinc. Why do we need zinc? Because zinc is a gateway for multiple other things. With zinc, we will... Where was it? Where was... Here. Go here. With zinc, we will be able to make activated carbon. With activated carbon, we can make filtration media. With filtration media, we can process molybdenum. So that's the general order of operations. And with molybdenum, we'll be able to obtain aramid. And with aramid, we'll be able to get into stainless steel. So it's zinc into activated carbon filtration media into moly. Blah. Of course, there's no message. So zinc into activated carbon and filtration media into molybdenum, into aramid, into stainless steel. And we need to get ferrochrome in there as well at some point. So a few things, a few steps on the way as we work towards getting into stainless steel. That's the plan. And what? Oh. You know, it would help if I were to filter out that stone byproduct. That I didn't even realize was a byproduct. I can't really do that way. Let's pick that up for now. Get down a washa. Did I just place it in the worst possible spot? Yes. Yes, I did. Grab that there and then do something like that so I can get the stone into there. And that is that. Just gotta clear this stone off of these belts. And we should be good. That's better. Oh boy. How much stone? It's only... It's very little. But it was a lot that was backed up, apparently. Well, we're still able to process this at full bore. Alright, well, there's our stuffs. Did I ever put a train on here? I don't think I put a train on here. Collecting the cobalt extract. Let's at least finish this station while we're here. Cobalt extract supply to depot, full cargo, circuit condition, auto magic. You're going to keep one stack at a time in each of those wagons, and then we're good to go. Let's head on back, and then look at zinc. So the plan for zinc. That is a lot of stuff. Have I obtained the stuff in my inventory? Nope, I haven't. Let's get a summary up so I can put in a few requests. I will need casting units, which I apparently have. I will need hydro classifiers. I will need impact crushers. I have ball mills. I usually have the advanced foundries. Yeah, those are there. I have the factories. I think I have enough multi-purpose crackers on me. I will need the heavy oil refineries. I have enough of those. Oil burners I have. Gasifiers I need. I have soil extractors, tar processing units. I have enough of already. And then electrolyzers and pressure pumps I already know that I have. So that will be that. Huzzah. We have our things. They're all requested. Let's just get this stuff physically brought to me. I don't need those heavy oil refineries, but let's get them finished bringing them to me. There we go. We have the things. Is there anything else that I would need? I think we're gonna be fine. Let's just look over this again, just to refresh our memory of what we need to do with the zinc plates production. So our plates are going to come from molten. I'm going to need hot air with sand castings and borax. The sand castings are going to come from tar. Borax needs to be brought in by train. So we have our hot air and borax being brought in for that, as well as bitumen for the tar for this. The molten zinc at this phase of the game is going to come out of grade 3 zinc, and we're going to need heavy oil. Oh boy. Heavy oil is going to be steam cracked from crude oil from bitumen, and we're going to get our steam from the bitumen. We also need hydrogen for this process, so there's our hydrogen and oxygen. The grade 3 zinc will come from grade 2. We have a tailings byproduct to deal with, and we need water in. The grade 2 impact crush from grade 1 outputs sand as a byproduct. Oh great, that means I am going to need some form of a solid fuel in order to burn off that sand, as well as the soil that is output from the grade 1 production out of ore. Now, zinc ore is unique in that it requires iron sticks. It requires the iron sticks. And that comes out of iron plates. So zinc is one of those unique ones where you're having to spend a plate to get a different plate. And we want to be as efficient as possible to make the best use of this iron as we can here. Now we're getting a little bit more than double our input of the iron plates as zinc out. However, we will need 15 zinc ore. Now 15 zinc ore is going to need some syngas, and that needs tar. So we need even more bitumen for even more tar to produce even more syngas. And that's going to need oxygen. Fortunately, the amount of hydrogen that we need is going to produce slightly more oxygen than we need for this. So the only thing I can't forget about is to add a solid fuel input onto the train station for the zinc. That's the only thing I need to not forget to do when setting up the train station. The next point is what and where. Where are we going to mine zinc? We have options. We have many options. I believe I put this train station here because I wanted to tap into that zinc right there. Yes, that will be the place where we mine our zinc. Our 6.9 billion zinc. Not as dense of a patch as this 16 billion one, but hey, it'll be fine. We'll be okay. So let's head on up, get this train station sorted, built out. Or was this for the Molly? I don't think this was for the Molly. This has to be for the zinc. That's right there. This Molly is going to be covered by titanium as we go along. Alright, let's get all this built. I will need 3 solids and 2 fluids brought in, as well as the supply station for the zinc itself. And then we're going to need to think about the activated carbon. The activated carbon how much do we have? We'll have 9.5-ish. If I get 5 activated carbon, how much filtration media does that really make? It's yeah, we're gonna use that one, not that one, that recipe. As you see, the ratio of activated carbon into filtration media will become a lot more favorable the later we get into the game, as we get better recipes. More complex recipes, but better recipes. So that'll be like 7.5-ish if I get 5 activated carbon. I don't think I need activated carbon for anything else. Yeah, I'm not going to use activated carbon for anything else for a very long time. This is circuit force intelligent units. So as I said, we're not going to need activated carbon for a really long time. But it does get used for one other thing. One other necessary thing. The rest of the stuff is optional. That's not optional, is it? That one's not optional. I will need activated carbon for vanadium processing. Alright, so I will want to have that on the network. What NEI mod am I using? What is NEI? I don't know what you're referring to. I'm using what is it really used for? As a searching tool. This is what is it really used for right here. This one. Yeah. What is it really used for? I do not like FNEI. I find the UI to be absolutely horrendous. It's like I want the information as it's presented in what is it really used for? Where I just have lists I can scroll. I don't like having to page through all these different recipes. Like, no, that's awful. Why would you make me page through things? Hundreds of recipes. No. I'm not gonna page through. Alright, I needed 3 solids. 1, 2, and then the solid fuel. Alright, there's our solids. Ta-da. We have solids. Part of me is thinking to just make syngas and put it on the network, but part of me is also like, no, don't do it. You have the bitumen on there for a reason. But it's so much repetition, but I don't care. You have to make choices. It really doesn't matter too awfully much. You're going to use as much syngas as you're going to use for the mining. It shouldn't necessarily matter so much whether you're bringing it in by train or making the syngas locally. Did I not? Oh, there it is. Wait, where's the deep? Deep. That's it. Hello. Hello, giant building. How many of these did I need again? 8. Oh boy. Guar, 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 guar. Do I need the zinc ore for anything? Good. Good. I do not. The actual ore is not going to get used. Okay. Fluid inputs. Where do I have fluid inputs? Ooh. I didn't expect that I would get full up on the manure. Have the doohickey sitting around. Ah, fluid inputs. Hello. Hello, glorious, beautiful fluid inputs. They go that way. There you go. 1, 2. Rail? Ugh. More. Give more rail. Give signals. One and done. Signals. Power. Don't know which side I'll need those outputs. And then we, of course, need the supply station. This doohickey. And that is the entire station, all set up, ready to go. We're good now. This one is S Zinc. Depot for zinc up here. Request hot air at zinc. Request bitumen at zinc. Oh yeah, we totally doubled our bitumen, didn't we? At some point. We got more bitumen going. Apparently we are full on that, even though we have 4 freaking trains running. Do I really need to add even more trains? Seriously? You are going infinitely somewhere. Plastic. What has happened? Aha! There's a missing wire. And if there's a missing wire there, it might have gotten pasted in other areas. Alright then, yeah, usually when I see that there's multiple trains going in and always moving, my first thought is, oh, there's probably a broken wire. Especially if the trains are coming back with bitumen, yeah. So they're sending 2 trains at a time to that station, always. And it's like cycling them because of the travel time. So we've constantly got 2 trains going and 2 trains returning. So that's eating up all 4 of my trains right now. Just travel distances and all that, just because one has not been wired correctly into the back end of that guy. Now, this has... Yeah, see, all 4 of them have this station in... but there is only one that is on the way, and that one will just leave immediately. Goodbye. Now they should all rest. Oh boy. All that because one missing wire. Okay, we fixed that. Now let's head back. So I'm like, but there's so much bitumen everywhere. Why are you... Like, this stuff is full. These tanks are full, and why do I have 4 trains moving? Always moving. Yeah. How do you have, like, 30 and 20... How do you have 27 fuel? 27 fuel, and it's not refueling. Okay. I guess it gets really low. And this train has to just sit around for a while. And this is fine. This is fine because there's no other train that's going to come in. One of these trains has to leave before another train would try coming into this supply station. So it's not blocking anything. And when one of these leaves, this will come back and it'll free up that slot again. Okay, let's finish with this station here. We've got the request for the bitumen. We need our request for coke at Zinc. We need our request for iron at Zinc. And the final solid was borax. Excuse me. Our borax at Zinc. Get rid of all of this belt. And there we go. We just need to physically get the requests put in. Borax. Iron plate. Coke. Bitumen. Right down here. And hot air. Those are the requests. They're all done. Now to build. Now to build all of the stuff. Go away, forest. Trees! All trees must die. They are in my way. Always in the way. Trees. Go away. Alright, over here. Let's get power to these. And let's get the tar. Let's do this in an orderly fashion. It's much easier to run pipe back, so the way that I'll do this is I'll set up my refining setup, and on the other end I will have the like syngas and such, or I could do that first. Suppose I should do that first. Alright, big building. Really big building. Where am I gonna put you? I'm gonna put you down. Yeah. There you go. You exist. Congratulations. Congratulations on your existence. Bring this down. Bring up the bitumen. Pump, 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 pump. Where's my pumps? Pumps? Do I not? There you go. There they are. Because I have to think about, oh hey, this process is going to get updated at some point. How difficult do I want to make it for myself to update this process? Like, what's going to be the way that I do my layout so that I could potentially expand the zinc processing chain further? Like, I'm already going to be limited by the space by doing it in this way. Alternatively, I could go down here and not be limited by the space as much. That's a better option. So I will go with that instead. That will be better. And we'll build down, to the right and down. Okay. That's that. Next, the syngas part of this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have ash that I need to burn as well. So I've really needed the solid fuel for this. Yeah, this is just gonna be 1 into 2. Doing syngas plus oxygen. And of course I need the underflow valve here. Give me my pressure pump. Pressure pump, where are you? I am blind. There you are. Ta-da. I really should put it this way. Just for potential future proofing. Okay, vent the flue gas. Connect the coal gas. Output all of that ash. So you can you convert ash back to flue gas? I know you can convert flue gas to ash, but can you convert ash to flue gas? Yes, you can. Which would provide an alternative way to get rid of ash. If you don't want to burn it. I would probably argue that at higher throughputs it might be a bit easier to just do this to kill ash, rather than set up the burners. Yeah, it's pressured air as well as the gas refinery, but and the gas refineries are relatively large. They're at least the same size as the gasifier, maybe 1 or 2 tiles larger, I forget. But if ash is your only product that you need to get rid of, this always. I would say always think of doing this rather than having to bring in an entire solid fuel that you may or may not need for anything else. In this case, I need the solid fuel for other things, so it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about the 1.1 throughput of the ash here. There you go. You will be able to output your ash. The syngas will go up and into there. Just add oxygen. How many of these do I need? 2? glorious, beautiful, wonderful oxygen, the oxiest. The oxiest gen. And of course we will slightly overproduce on the oxygen, so that's gonna need a overflow valve with gas vent. Speaking of which, speaking of valves and things, you know, it would be really nice if Satisfactory were to add valves at some point that are like overflow, underflow valve type things. It has quote unquote valves. They are one-way valves with the ability to restrict flow to specific throughput. They are not overflow or underflow valves. I wish Satisfactory had overflow or underflow valves. Let me tell you, that would be the greatest thing ever for the for bauxite refining into aluminum. In particular, guess what I'm working on Satisfactory right now? Oh boy, it's my first time ever going through the bauxite refining chain in Satisfactory with those videos. The first part of figuring it all out has gone up today, and tomorrow I will be doing all of the pipe work and belt work in for tomorrow's video. So that's gonna be an experience. I do come up with a solution on the pipes that is a little bit different from what it's very different from what I would have otherwise done from the wiki. What they showed, because with the aluminum refining in Satisfactory, you've got a refinery that takes water in and bauxite. It takes water and bauxite, converts it into a fluid solution and silica. The next step takes in the solution and coal and produces scrap and water again. So you have water out on this step, water in on this step, and that the amount is exactly 1/3 the amount that you put in initially that you get out as a byproduct here, from what I could tell. From what my math that I did myself tells me, you get 1/3 out the amount that you put in back here. So what do you do with the water that's output here when in Satisfactory you have no way of dumping water? Well, you have to reuse it. You have to reuse it. There's nothing else you can do with that water besides use it, since you can't dump it into the sea again. And you don't have access to overflow valves. You don't have access to underflow valves. You don't have access to circuit logic. So how do you solve this problem of needing to get 1/3 of the input put back, looped back in here? What we have is a one-way valve that does allow arbitrary limitation of input amount. So if you know exactly how much water you need and exactly how much water you get out from here, the amount that you need in here minus the amount you need in here can be input with a valve limiting to exactly that amount that you need. And that is the solution I have gone for. And so that it doesn't get over full. One-way valve. Right here. Just any type of one-way valve. Just a valve, set max throughput, whatever. That way this segment of the pipe does not get filled with the water that's coming in fresh. So you'll always have, like, this shouldn't get filled is the point. Ideally. There are other alternative setups that will add an extra building, an entire extra building that only gets fluid from the output of the byproduct, that is fed exclusively off of byproduct. I don't want to build that way. That does not seem like the best solution to me. And yet it's the solution that's on the wiki for whatever reason. It's like, oh yeah, you just put in the full output into a dedicated machine and set it to operate at a rate that would use up all the water. It's like, oh god, you know that's like a matrix solver equation, right? Because then you get into even more complex, you get into really complex math by doing that, since you are essentially adding additional input into the system. Because it's looping this water and such, and if you add a machine to eat all the water, you have to make sure that everything is balanced. And if all I can do is control the exact amount of input, well, I can do that, fortunately, with Satisfactory. Now, Factorio is a bit different in that the water well will always produce 1,200 units per second of water. Generally speaking, in Factorio, you're always going to be dealing with either an overabundance or an insufficient amount of stuff. With fluids, you're very rarely going to have exactly an amount that you need as an input into a system, unless you are strictly making that amount at the rate that you need. But there's no arbitrary way of controlling how much output any one building can produce. So you are, in fact, limited in that way. Whereas in Satisfactory, I can tune a building between like 0 to 250% of any building's given performance. And I'm thinking about this, and I may also want to overflow the hydrogen here just to make sure everything keeps moving, especially if, well, I don't need the ore for anything else, but I need to make sure that I have enough ore to process into plates and consume some hydrogen here. What next? We've done those 2 steps. So I hope that was at least somewhat enlightening. Let's do this way, since I need 2 of them. Bitumen in. Hydrogen in. Let's get the bitumen brought over. How I aligned that perfectly, I don't know. random guess ended up being accurate. There's the hydrogen. Add power. Ta-da! We have crude oil. Ta-da! Crude. Next, I need to produce some steam. And I'm also going to use the bitumen for this step, considering it has a 1 megajoule fuel value. May as well, while I'm here, go ahead and produce that steam like so. Crude oil will go into multi-purpose crackers. Da-da-da. Copy that. 3. Oil, oil, oil. There you are. Give power. And there's our heavy oil production. Ta-da! Glorious and beautiful heavy oil. All set up, ready to go. Now, could I have done this in a separate factory and brought in the heavy oil? Yeah, sure. Question is, how often do I need heavy oil as heavy oil across the base? Well, really not all that often. In fact, Zinc is going to be one of the biggest consumers of heavy oil across the entire base, really. I mean, there's heavy oil in high-grade processing for some stuff, for high-grade titanium, and in titanium in general. Further on, there's sintering. I think it's used in most sintering? Well, it's used for zinc, of course, and it's used for the aluminium, excuse me, and titanium. So 3 things, really, and then we have the tin rare earth alloy. How often am I going to need kerosene? In tin? It looks like it's used in enough stuff that I might consider it. Oh yeah, and gasoline. Hey, I need gasoline. I legit need gasoline. Why doesn't this show me that it's used in mining? Like, I know that gasoline is used in the mining of uranium rocks. Like the big nodes. If I can find one. Yeah, these guys. This guy right here. Pretty sure that's gasoline requirement. Along with the drill heads. I mean, unless things have changed. I see zinc here needs nothing. Of course, iron needs nothing. Quartz needs acetylene. For whatever reason, the quartz. Why the quartz needs acetylene, I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand. The Nexlet reserves need nothing. I am very much looking forward to being able to tap these nodes. Especially for Nexlet, but we're going to need Circuit 2s first. We're doing the mining. We have our heavy oil. We have that all done. So now I just need to set up... Yeah, I need to set up the sand castings and the limestone. Why do I need limestone? Oh, it's here for the molten. All right. Well, that's fine. Need that into that. So that's just going to be tar in. We can get a proper alignment so I can bring tar in. Congrats, there's your tar. And that will need sand. Of course, I didn't actually break down sand production. Why would I ever do that? Why would I break down the sand production? Hey, you there. Gibbs sand. That's gonna be upwards of 5? But I don't need 2. I need like 0.2. I need 0.2 sand. I will need at least one of these guys. Come on. Water everywhere. Make soil. So this will produce about half. It'll be more than enough that I need to make the stuffs. So that is the trace amounts. Level need of those. Usually I would rotate this, but this is more scalable. That's going to be those steps, and then 6. Oh boy. Six glorious machines doing all this wonderful stuff. Now, I need to consider what I want to do on positionings. So I've done all of this. This is done now. This is all of the quote-unquote back-end stuff that needs to get input into the actual processing chain. Minus the sticks. I guess I could do the sticks here as well. Sure. That's going to be a lot of belt. That's going to be a lot of belt. A lot more belt. Oh look, it sticks. Because I'm making the cages right there. Do I want to do all of the remaining steps this way? Probably not. I think it would be better to do it over here and just have these sections separated from each other. These are scaling one direction, like the complete opposite direction as how the rest of the build will scale. And that works just fine. That works fine. It'll be great. I don't want these on this side. Or do I? Do I? Well, I'm using the loader, so yeah, it's fine. Save a little bit of belt, the width of the thing. Yeah, that needs to get moved. Whoops. Now what this really means, ultimately... That won't scale well. That won't scale, like, at all, really, so, oh well. I need, like, an extra space between these buildings. One tile extra space. So what this means is I'll have belt that'll go to the left to go over to the thingies. I have to actually move this back, maybe? I don't know, I could start here. But I will need to do the sticks first. Iron sticks first. Throughput is relatively high. Iron in. Yeah, you need yellows. Yellows are good. I like yellows. There's the power. 9 glorious ball mills. Let's go. 9 beautiful ball mills. That's like 3 per second per building. I'm gonna keep it separate. And we'll use regular inserters. There we go. Now, output throughput. 345.6.9 is less than 7.5. So we are good. There we go. We need to split off the stone and the soil. Oh boy. The stone will have its own dedicated little washer. There's that voiding setup. That'll get rid of the stone. The soil. So there's many things we could do to soil. It's just... Is it gonna be easier to just void it as it is? Because, yeah, you can make it into sand. Just make it into sand, less to void overall, but we're not dealing at a throughput level that would make that a useful thing. There is drilling fluid. So I was thinking about things, and I noticed that, oh hey, as it turns out, there is a way to convert sand into a fluid. There is technically a way to convert sand into a fluid that you can void it without needing a solid input. And you do it out of this. The problem with this being the clay needs steam. So you can only really do this to avoid a solid fluid, a solid fuel input if you already have a fluid fuel input to get the steam for the clay, and then you're making stuff for the exclusive purpose of voiding it, just to avoid bringing in a solid fuel and using a solid fuel. And you're still spending a fluid fuel. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do this under any circumstances ever. But it is an option. Technically, it is an option. Alright, I'm just gonna have to void that in a regular voiding line, which I've got no idea where I'm gonna put. I don't know where I'm going to put this voiding line. Should I just put it next in the line? Just like have the voiding here? I guess. I mean, there's no reason not to, right? Just have the, whoops. Spacing is everything. There's my standard little array. Now, these move pretty quickly, by the way. In fact, I actually will need 2 inserters just to maintain the throughput that these are capable of. I think that they were buffed at some point. They have a crafting speed of 5, so they can chew through a ton of stuff. Speaking of chewing through a ton of stuff, let's start getting these inputs brought in. Okay, there's that one. I will need the iron plates as well. Let's get those brought up. There you go. There's the iron plates. That should make sure that all of this stuff will start moving. We'll have our grade 1 output here. Then we need 4 trees. Always trees. The worst enemy. This is going to produce sand as a byproduct. Grab sand. There we go. There's our sand. And grade 2. just add power. Uh-oh. I appear to be out of power lines. Whoopsies. Well, we'll keep building. Just without power. Five of these beautiful buildings. Beautiful hydro classifiers. Gotta get hydro classified. Give water. How are my pipes doing? They're actually doing okay. The pipes are fine. It's just, you know, belt not so much usually. And yeah, lately the power poles, I might want to increase the amount of power poles that I hold on to at any one time. Also get rid of all the building requests so I can free up some inventory spaces for that. That'll be power to all of that. I need to void. There. We're good. Ta-da. Ah, yes, and then this. One, two, three. This takes in the limestone and the grade whatever 3. Bring that down. I'll share a belt for this. The throughput isn't that high. I mean, it's 2 1/3 each. I'm pretty sure a blue belt can handle that. There's heavy oil in, limestone in. All right. Now to get the limestone over, as well as the heavy oil. I will not have enough belt to bring the limestone all the way over. It'll come close, but I don't think it's gonna quite make it. Four units of belt short. I had a feeling it wouldn't quite make it, and it didn't. How sad and unfortunate. Oh, and don't you worry. Of course, we would never build on top of ore. We would never, ever build on top of ore. There we go. There's the heavy oil in. And that will be that for making the molten zinc. Now, ooh, good question. Molten zinc. What am I going to use you for? Silver zinc alloy. That's not going to come up for a while, so I'm gonna leave it as is for now. Yeah, I'd rather not spend refined syngas to make silver zinc alloy. But something tells me I need it before I get the silver zinc alloy molten recipe. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I may need that before. But we shall see. you. 1. 2. There was a way that I've done this that was, like, better, I think. What was it? Where was it? Because, yeah, I've done that before. That type of a layout before. So I've done it with the hot air in between, and I've done it with the molten in between. Does it really matter? This one is technically 1 tile tighter as it scales. So I guess I will use this. And yeah, this is gonna make few plates. That'll make a few plates. I'm gonna need to have inputs there. I'm gonna need to, like, bring in borax as well as the sand castings. This is one of those processes that uses both on the casting step. Heading on down. As I said, we would never build on top of ore directly. Never, ever, ever would we ever do that. That sin of building on top of ore directly. Why are those not moving? Oh! You know, it would help if, yeah. If, I had the proper number of mining machines. Apparently, I only need 3. Alright. Sounds good to me. Then what else? What else? Is that it? The hot air. That's what I need. Come on down, hot air. Ta-da! Now, so the very last thing is to get the belt line of the output. Not really the very last thing, but for belt logistics, is to get this belt all the way down and into here. This may not stay the last station. That's the belt logistics all done. Just need to go and restock to get more belt, and we'll be good to go from there. Let's get the power poles placed. Alright, that should be all of the power poles. So now all I need to do is restock. And that will be our zinc. Let's go ahead and do that, come back, and by the time I get back and place these, it will be time for a break. we'll be halfway through the stream, and we'll have done what my goal was for the day, the entire 3-hour day. So we'll need to figure out what we want to do next. We need to get into activated carbon next. That's the next thing on the agenda. So we'll just need to figure out a place to put the activated carbon and have that provided onto the network, and then from there into filtration media. So we have zinc into activated carbon into filtration media. Top, above, there we go. And then, you know, moly from there, and aramid from there, and stainless steel from there ish. So yeah, bit of a list there. Things to do. Thank you for bringing me stuff. Can you please bring me more power poles? That would be great. Thank you for power poles. Why are you charging? This would be so much faster if you didn't have to just sit there and charge all day. Thank you for the stuffs, the restock. Oh, and that will be the alarm to say that we are halfway through the day's stream. I'm gonna go and get this moving. I'm gonna get the zinc flowing and then take the break. Just wrap this belt work up. So another probably 2 minutes or so, and we'll break for a few minutes and come back and start working on the next thing, I suppose. The activated carbon. Also, as long as I have this window up, I talked a lot about not being able to change the color up here, which this is the amount of time I've spent on this map. I have not ×2 sped the entire thing. Uh-oh. My twain! My twain, it ran out of fuel. Have more fuel. Get a full belly. Ish. Not really full when I only give it half a stack at a time. Get back up there, Twain. Get back up there. You can see the time played right here, as long as I have this window open. So you can see the current time in game, the amount of time that I've played, and what the current game speed is, which is ×1. ×1. So if you're gonna compare this playthrough to any of my other playthroughs of Pyandons mods, keep this in mind, that I am on ×1 speed and have been ×1 speed the entire playthrough thus far. I am still quote-unquote eligible for achievements. In-game achievements. Right, plonk the stuffs. Plonk. Oh, I didn't actually put there. Yeah, you need power. Glorious. Stuff is moving. Very, very nice to see stuff moving. Now we gotta get this really long belt placed for the wonderful sand castings. There they go. That is the build, assuming that I have done absolutely nothing wrong. Assuming I didn't screw up we should be good. We are making molten. So I think we're good. We just need to get those sand castings up. But yeah, we are making the molten zinc. It's absolutely glorious. Now, the moment that these sand castings make their way up to here, we'll have plates. And we're gonna watch as that happens. We're gonna see our first plates, and we're gonna immediately take a break from there. And when we come back, we will move on into the land of activated carbon, our next little factory here. Very, very little factory. Oh boy, yeah, we're gonna be doing that recipe in a chem plant. We're going to need nitrogen. We're going to need sodium hydroxide. Out of salt. That's a lot of salt, just for 5. But we have the salt. And that, my friends, is the existence of zinc plates. Ta-da! We have the zinc plates now. Ah, glorious. Greater than 0. That's all we really need right now on this zinc. So, with that, I'm going to take a brief break. I will be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to put the train down and get the train network set up going, get my supply station going. And yeah, I'll see you in a few. I have a cat. Hello, Ollie. How you doing? You're purring. You're purring? Are you purring? Are you purring for the microphone? Yes, you're purring. You probably can't hear him because it's like below the noise gate, but he's purring. He's here. He wanted to come say hello. Hi, Ollie. Hi, big boy. Oh, he's such a big boy. Oh, he's such a big boy. Oh, he's such a big boy. Big kitty. All right. Game. Game. Let's go. Resume. Resume. We have our zinc. We have our zinc. Now to get it onto a locomotive. And wagons. I am making exactly like 9.5, right? Of this. And it should stack to 500. I would hope. So if we have if we have 2 stacks of that, that lasts about 3.5 minutes. It takes about 3.5 minutes to completely fill up these 2 stacks if the stack size is 500. Usually it is. Yes. It is, in fact, 500. Have I named my stations? Yes, I have. So, zinc, supply, depot, full cargo, circuit condition, go. Be free. Now, I will need to assign zinc. You there, zinc plates. Ta-da. All the way at the bottom. D-zinc save. That, as they say, is that. We are good. We are good now. Why does it look like it's given me a full 15? What? That is... That should not be a full 15. What? I guess it was because stuff was backed up for a little while, and once it clears the backup, we'll actually get the proper throughput here. And it's just there were a number of the intermediate steps that were backed up as I was connecting additional belt and such. But yeah, oh, I need to put a radar. We need some radar coverage. Go ahead and put a pin on that. Radar, go. Be revealing for me. Reveal the area. I must see the everything. From here. Back to the mall. I really should import the zinc, right? Because our zinc plates... outside of zinc chloride... Only for the zinc mine? Huh. I thought zinc would be used for some infrastructure. But if it's only used for the zinc mine, maybe not. Maybe I don't need to bring these in to the mall. If I'm going to be making everything else separately, I won't need it at the mall. Because yeah, I'm going to need zinc acetate, I am going to need ferrite, I am going to need the alloy. I'm going to need methanol, but there's other ways to get methanol. Silver zinc chloride is going to be on another process, on a separate factory. Oh, it's going to be on a separate... Oh, right, I need it straight up for bakelite. I mean, this comes much later, but... Phenolic boards. Yeah. Yeah, those guys. He's jumped down. Ollie's jumped away from me. Huh. This is so simple that I am gonna just do it local rather than have a train station that's just 2 items in, 1 item out. Like, if it gets down to that level, it's like, why? Yeah, it's a minor improvement, like 1 station reduction to anything that uses that one thing, but it's like, come on. I save 1 whole station. It's not like something like lamps, right? Where if I put the lamps onto the network, I'm saving like 4 inputs that to make the lamps. You know? It's yeah. Did I put lamps onto the train network? Hold on. Did I? Yes, I have lamps somewhere put onto the train network. I've forgotten exactly where I've made and put the lamps onto the train network. It's a thing that I remember that I've done. It's just whatever. I don't remember. I no longer remember this thing. Why have I done this thing? I do not know. Ah, was it you? Yes, it was here with Zogna. I took the opportunity. Oh, hey, Dolly. Dolly! She went straight to the window. She came up, chirped, and went running right across the desk. It's like, Dolly, could you come here and say hello? She literally said hello as she walked past. But yeah, I've got these down because yeah, these need iron and copper and glass. Iron and copper and glass. And if you haven't made the glass locally, you need the molten glass and the benzene and the hot air. So it's like 3, 4, 5 things to make lamps. Of course, I want to have those provided onto the train network as is. But the chloride here, it's lamps and it's zinc. I need a way to deal with the production of the sodium hydroxide, I think. Oh. Ooh. Well, that's good. And that's actually decent design right there. Yeah, this is an example of a good design on a production chain. Because we're not overproducing chlorine. We produce exactly as much chlorine and hydrogen as we need for the hydrogen chloride, and the byproduct is completely used to convert to activated carbon in this circumstance. Now, when I need zinc chloride for bakelite, probably gonna have to get rid of the excess sodium hydroxide. But in the case of making activated carbon, we don't need to worry about having a fuel around, a solid fuel around to get rid of the excess sodium hydroxide, despite the fact that we are going to need to have a fuel anyway here in the production of the coal dust. Wow, that's a lot of coal. It's just me, or is that that is a lot of coal? So, 15 coal from that way. How does that compare to, that one? Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's 75. Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. But if we look at the whole chain from the coal into coal dust, but if we look at the production of coal for what we have available to us from coarse coal through all of this, matrix solve, yeah, that really doesn't offset it by that much. That really doesn't offset it by that much, so I am thinking I'll just use the belt of coal. Though interesting that it's a full belt of coal for just five activated carbon. That seems a good thing to know. I do have a full belt of coal available from wherever. Hello, Ollie. Jumping up on the desk yet again. Where am I processing my stuffs here? So I have these three things over here. This is 2 belts of coke and 1 belt of coal. 1 entire belt of coal. So there's the coal right there. It's absolutely magnificent, glorious stuffs. It is provided. I have a full belt of the stuff. I will want more of it, of course, over time. Alternatively, I could process it local, but whatever. I'd rather expand over here, mine more of the raw coal, process more of the raw coal that I already have in this area, get it all put onto the trains, get more throughput through the loaders here. Eventually, I will need to convert to bots. Basically, use the larger close-by area, hello Ollie, as a place to put provider chests, and then have requester chests over here, and have the bots go back and forth, because it will be easier to run a whole bunch of belts loading into chests over here that the bots then take the final distance. How's that Ollie? How's the big boy? Big boy with his red collar. Yes. Oh, yes. Resting. How's the big boy? How's my big boy? Yeah. How's my big boy? Yes. Yes, big Ollie. That's the good Ollie behind me. Well, alright then. Let's update that pin. So now we know that I'm going to... right, I need to break this down. So I know how many of these. Oh boy, I need more of those. I need a few of those. Destructive distillation columns, I'll need to increase my request for on those. I should have exactly 10 on the chemical plants, yes. I do. I should also always have high pressure furnaces on me. Yep, I do. And I should have all of the everything else. So I have all these. Good. Good. My only concern is the 20 salt. Let's get a salt mine. Where do these mines live again? Here. Hello. Salt mine. Bring me a salt mine. Those use a fuel. They use a solid fuel. I mean, it's fine. I've got plenty of throughput on the trains. It's just I'm trying to avoid the like long belt work and having trains physically move that much stuff to one location. Where did I even do that again? Somewhere I did salt. Hello, here's salt. Here I have my 60 salt per second. Yes, here I have my 4 yellow belts of salt. 3 of which get put onto the trains. A train, right now. I have sufficient throughput. That much I know I have. I absolutely have sufficient throughput on the salt. Now, the activated carbon can be quite literally anywhere I want it. So I'm going to put it here. Conveniently, right next to my salt. So, yeah, I'm going to pull in some lines for the salt. Or mine a new node over there. I think I'll just put down a new rock and fuel it and get the output. Do I have sheds? Yes, I do have sheds. That is good to see. Go over here. That means I won't need the salt. From there, we can ignore water. Just 3 solid inputs and 1 solid output on the filtration media. We're only making 5. We may want more. But we'll manage. So 3 solids and a provider station. That's what we're looking at. Place the thing. Thank you kindly. Now, yeah, let's move this. Really should get rid of that length from the blueprint. I always get rid of it. Like, why is it there? There we go. No, I do not want to have that radar included. A big rock is in the way. Why would there be a big rock in the way? Ta-da! Let's get power. So nice having big power poles finally. It's been really nice going around across the entirety of my train lines, placing all those big power poles, filling in the ghosts for them. It was such a great experience doing that a while ago. Alright. Just add the supply station, of course. Ta-da. Supply activated carbon. Uh-oh. Not enough rail. Oh noes. Part of me's like, I should really carry around 800. Because I'm often, like, just barely short. On the amount of rail that I need. Alright. Request lamps at activated carbon. Request coal at activated carbon. And what was the zinc? Yeah, of course. Our zinc at activated carbon. And then supply activated carbon. Alright, zinc. Your time to shine. Come on down. Coal. Come on down. And lastly, lamps. Oh boy. The wonderful things known as lamps. Ta-da! Stuffs. Stuffs and things. Yeah? Mr. Cat? How's Mr. Cat doing? Where's Mrs. Cat? Where's Dolly? She was still in the window. I think she's still in the window. She likes to watch outside. Rest on the windowsill. That barely manages to fit her. Alright, coming up here, get the salt. Get this split. Power is everything. And yeah, this is gonna be up to 60 more salt per second when you add the guar. Yeah, it's a bit fast when you add in the plus 750 speed module to the mine. So we have those now. It's going to be a lot of belt to bring it down, but hey. Or I could just straight up convert it to saline here, because it's being converted to saline. Like, keep it somewhat close. Or put saline on the train network? Like, overproduce it? Maybe. It's a thought. Tis a thought. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Doink, doink. Doink, excuse me. Doink. There you go. Two belts of salt. Ta-da! Give power. And there's saline right there. 300. Little bit more than I need. Little bit more than I need. But that's good. That is good. 'Tis good, 'tis good. Now we can come down here and we can get to work on the actual build. Wow, that's a lot of pressure pumps. Oh boy, that is a lot of pressure pumps. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be 8. 1.88. Alright. Could I can use chutes. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful chutes. I cannot use a chute on that output though. This is also making 2 belts. Split all that. There we go. All the wonderful stuffs. Just gotta bring in the coal. There we go. Coal and power. Ta-da! 2 belts of coal dust. Now, unfortunately, with the chemical plant, not that one, this one, the frickin' inputs are reversed. I always, I always despise all of this. It's like, why did you do that? For what purpose would you reverse these? It's like, come on. Come on. And we have to get lamps in and out. In and out, these lamps. So if you think about this in an array, like that, and like that, lamps in and lamps out, well, alright. Lamps in can go there. Lamps out can go there. And you need to make sure that they are going to be preferentially used. Input priority. That's something else I would like satisfactory to have. By the way, Satisfactory's got these splitters and mergers. They don't behave like this, where it's either your splitters have 1 input to 3 outputs and the mergers are 3 inputs to 1 output with nothing in between. And there's no priority merger. This right here, this can be considered a priority merger. Yeah, Satisfactory doesn't have that built in by default. So it's like, okay, how do I get around a situation with bauxite refining where I need silica for one of the steps towards the end, and I've got a process earlier on that gives me precisely 1/3 of the amount of silica that I need. How am I going to use up all of that silica while also providing fresh silica for the rest of it? So that was a puzzle that I end up solving in tomorrow's Satisfactory video, along with the pipe issue. It's like, oh yeah, I am used to this type of problem, but not with this particular tool set of Satisfactory. It's like, oh yes, I deal with these types of problems all of the time in Factorio, in Pyandons mods in particular, but the tool set between the two games is vastly different. Could you please not show that? There you go. The tool sets are different. Fundamentally different. We don't have a straight up just priority splitter merger. It would be so much easier if I had something like this in Satisfactory. I'm sure there are mods that add that, but I'm not playing with mods in that playthrough. Just things to appreciate. The wonderful gifts that we have in the Factorio tool set. You know, oddly enough, I could have kept that straight line this time. I could have kept that straight line going up. It was pretty close to where it needed to be. Now, one thing I'm going to do here is put in an inline box. Just in case. It's good to have a little bit of a buffer here. Always good to have a bit of a buffer. Okay, add in the saline. Head on over. There's our saline. Ta-da. Ta-dee-dee-doo-dee-dum. Glorious, wonderful salt. Converting to saline. That's that step done. Note, I need 13 DDCs and 13 pressure pumps, so that's a 1-to-1 relationship. Oh yes, this also acts as a bit of a lane balancer for me, so it won't matter what is getting picked up here versus what's getting output here from which lanes. It shouldn't, anyway, matter. Solves some headaches. We have hydrogen chloride. Congrats, we've done the thing. We've obtained the stuffs. I would rather this. Oh, I see a dolly. How's Dolly? How's my girl walking out? Yeah, was she planning on going onto the back of the chair? Aw, Dolly. There's a Dolly. There's my pretty girl. Now we've got both of the babies. Yes, I know. That's my sweetheart. That's the sweetie. Yes, that's the sweetie. Come to say hello. How's the baby? Yes, that's my baby. She wants to squirm and go off to the side now. There you go. You've said hi. Yeah, that's the good Dolly. And the good Ollie. And the good Ollie resting up there behind me. Right behind my head. I don't have enough gas vents to give each one of these 2 gas vents. Oh, it's grooming time. It's time to lick each other. It's time to lick each other. Oh boy. The kitties are ready for their grooming. There's Dolly. Hey, how nice of Ollie to give you your spot back. Hey, Ollie. Yes, you good brother, giving your sister your spot. Here, I'll turn the heat pad on for you. Okay. I don't need that there. That way we can have this arrangement. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Uh-oh. As I mentioned, these buildings are big. Let's get rid of those. Is this 2, 4, 6, 8? This is 2, 4, 6. Okay. Rotato. 2, 4. 6. I have to adjust this. And then I need a +1. Just a general +1 on that side. And that is 13. Yep. Making nitrogen. The irony here. That there is a little bit of irony in that the purest nitrogen, quote unquote, purest nitrogen, needs filtration media to convert to twice the amount of nitrogen. If I could convert this purest nitrogen, I wouldn't need nearly. I would need nearly as many. I would need a small fraction of this. I would need to have filters and filtration media, but I wouldn't need as many DDCs, huge DDCs, because you get 3 times as much of the purest as you do the nitrogen out of this process, and it makes twice the amount of nitrogen. So you can think of each one of these buildings as giving 140 nitrogen if you can process this purest. Per cycle. So cycle being 5 seconds, 140 over 5, and then you need 50 total. Yeah, it's considerable space savings, but you're using your product that you want. In this scenario, I would be using my product that I'm making of the activated carbon in the inlet filtration media. Maybe in the late game, when I have access to better recipes for making filtration media that don't use as much activated carbon, I will very much want to go back and start processing purest nitrogen where I need nitrogen. Except here, because the last thing I need is to have a breakdown of the whole system from using all of my filtration media and not having enough to feed this for enough activated carbon, and just, feedback loop of doom and despair and destruction and mayhem. All right, 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That should be 8. Yes, 8 glorious buildings. This is going to be a little tricky. No, it's not. I was thinking this might be the one that had the other stuffs. It's not. This is just taking in the hydrogen chloride. And zinc. It's actually very simple. Alright, zinc. Zinc, 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 zinc. Where's my zinc, zinc, zinc? There's my zinc. Alright, we're good on that. That will need inserters. Down you go. Power to the everything. We need power. Power! Glorious power! I don't need that one. Go across, down, over, up, down, left, right. Everything. Really? I thought you counted. I thought that one was covered. I guess not. Alright. Give me nitrogen. Give me voided oxygen. And voided purist. Wait a minute. Something's not right. How did you get oxygen? Oh. Oh. Lava? I didn't even notice the slight alignment issue. But there was, in fact, a slight alignment issue. And that should be that. Why are you full up on... right, because of the alignment issue. Duh. Okay, that solves all of that. Last but not least... these 8 here. Now, I need a lot of coal dust throughput here, not a lot of zinc chloride and the sodium hydroxide. So, the sodium hydroxide will share a belt with the zinc chloride. That much should be pretty obvious. I'm going to put in loaders for the coal dust. However, they're going to be offset a fair bit. To allow for inserters. Now, after 4... Whoops, I needed that one. Okay. So for every 4, that works out. I'll note that this is a 1-to-1 into these. So there is another way to do this, and that's to have these with extra spacing between them, but you could put them directly next to each other, directly inserting, because it is 1-to-1. Just so as you know, that is an option. All right, let's get that nitrogen in. And then get these placed. Do that. Okay, that is that. Get the 2 belts of product here of our coal dust. Can't believe we've almost finished this and we still have half an hour left in the stream. Like, what? How? How have we done this? How have we progressed so much? And then, of course, we need output belt too. That's necessary as well. Ta-da. Here we go. Here we go. We've got the coal dust flowing through, flowing freely, this coal dust. And there is the first activated carbon in the base. Oh, God. Okay. That is a very major milestone. Yet another one of those gateway milestones, leading to lots and lots more stuffs. I'll have 2 slots. I believe that this stacks at 100 per stack. I'll need to check, and I'm only making 5 per second, so if it's... if it is 100, I should have a couple more. I'm gonna... how much is it? 100, okay. It does have a fuel value, but I will never use this as a fuel. It takes way too much effort to produce activated carbon. You are not going to want to use that as a 15 megajoule fuel. Like, that's nowhere near enough to justify. Nowhere near enough to justify. Oh, I didn't name the depot. Depot for activated carbon. There we go. We've done the thing. We have the zinc, we have the activated carbon. Next up will be filtration media. Supply depot, full cargo, circuit condition, go. Be free. Now, where does activated carbon live in the lists? Right down there in coal processing. Activated carbon. Ta frickin' da. That has been a lot of progression. And the music is way louder than I am? Well, thank you for pointing that out. Let me see. That usually shouldn't be that way. Sounds. We'll cut that down a lot. In fact, we'll cut music down even more. All right. That should be better at this point. Some of the music tracks when they play get really loud, and some are really quiet. So, unfortunately, you'd think that they would have fixed that by now, but oh well. It's a balancing act. All right, we have made activated carbon. We have made zinc today. We'll start. We've got a plan on the filtration media, a very basic plan that hasn't broken down anything else yet, because this is going to be a very big project going forward here, just to get into the filtration media. The activated carbon was a big piece of this, but we need microfiber, which is going to need fiber, which will need a lot of raw fiber if I want 7.5. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Why did I put 7.5 on you? Why do I have this twice? Don't know. Don't know. Don't know about that. 5. Maybe 2.5. Because that's gonna be a lot of kick alk. That's the problem. That it's going to be a lot of kick alk, a lot more than I'm actively providing onto the train network, although I likely have a big stockpile at this point. And yeah, of course, there's the glass, there's the sand, and then there's the gravel. This is pure sand. This is pure sand. It's not really that bad. 16 sets of these in my build that I do for them. But gravel, though. I should have plenty of stone to just make gravel. So I'll go with that for now. The alternative is you could spend iron, but that's a lot of iron. That's 5 iron plates. It's like converting plates to filtration media at that point. I don't really want to do that, so I will convert the stone, even though that's a lot of stone, even for 5. Yeah, I think we're gonna go down to 2.5. How much do I need for the molybdenum processing? Because all of this is to get into molybdenum processing. That's the main reason for going into filtration media. Where's Molly? I know I have it broken down somewhere in this list. Here. Right there. 0.3. Okay, I don't need much. I don't need much of that. I really, really don't need much of that. Oh, and that's processing freaking 22.5 ore just to get that one molly plate in the end. Yeah, it's a lot of ore just to get one plate. And I need ore provided as ore, and I need molybdenum trioxide, and I need molybdenum disulfide provided on the train network. I need all three of these. The disulfide is used for one thing grand total. The trioxide is used for a few things, and the plates are used for a ton of things. Disulfide, Moss 2. You get used for condo cores. For the processors for the intelligent units. As I said, grand total one other thing uses the disulfide. The trioxide gets used in super alloy. Yeah, super alloy. Apparently, the super steel molten will use it as well, and in blanket chassis, and to make Seaweed Mark II. Okay. But why, though? I mean, wait, is that a guarantee? That's a guarantee. That's not a fractional value. That's a guaranteed value. Well, thank you for making that easy. Comparatively, it takes fertilizer and a whole bunch of trioxide, but yeah, at least there's a way to get a whole bunch of Mark II seaweed. Oh, but it doesn't feed into Mark III either. Oh boy. So there's going to be equivalent recipes, more complex recipes for the Mark III and the Mark IV. But yeah. Anyway, this is gonna take a little bit of time to set up, so I'm trying to decide: do I want to directly work on that right now? Let's see. So that's gonna be 1, 2. Right, I need the sodium hydroxide. Add sodium hydroxide. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 solids. You know what? My voice is not liking me now. My throat's not liking me. Because I missed the previous 2 streams. I'm noticing that the further we get into this stream, the deeper my voice is becoming. Which is a symptom of being overly taxed and strained. So I think, having gone through and done zinc as well as activated carbon, just from nothing, set up the entirety of the zinc processing over here, this entire factory, set up all the all the outside inputs and all of the actual chain to get zinc plates. It looks like I've messed up somewhere. It looks like I've missed something. Oh. The voiding of the ash. I missed the voiding of the ash. Hey, let's fix that. We can do that before we end off the video today, the stream today. We got through zinc and have started making activated carbon, which is a big step forward. It needed zinc into activated carbon, then filtration media, then molybdenum, then aramid, then we can have stainless steel, and then we can have red belts. Because then we can make the advanced small parts. Advanced small parts. Stainless steel. Yeah. Oh, and I would still need nylon. Right. It's like I'd have everything else. I still need nylon. We need to make nylon no matter what anyway. It's just a little bit of a pain in the butt because I have to get blood for that blood meal. And phenol and all that. But yeah, it's like, so close yet so far. The biggest project is to get into the stainless steel and all the other projects that you need to get into the stainless steel. Oh, I came here and I didn't have any belt. How wonderful. Let's restock. Go back. Fix the ash voiding issue. And then we'll end off the stream there. Let's at least take care of this error that I found out here. And then we can end things off. It'll be only about 15 minutes early by comparison to the normal 3-hour stream length. Oh boy. Yeah, this playthrough has definitely been a thing, hasn't it? Very, very different while playing it on ×1 speed. Compared to ×2. I have scaled significantly more than I would usually scale, I think. I think there are a lot of things that I am making a lot more of by just being on ×1 speed versus ×2 or 2.5 or 5 or whatever my computer could handle early in the game. It's like, oh, this is slow. I want it to go faster. So I have to build more to go faster rather than just make the game run faster, right? And it's always good to build more earlier. Gotta get that scaling. Gotta get that scaling. Early and often, but not too early though. Sometimes, especially in Pyandons mods, you can end up in a situation where you're trying to scale up too early, and you're building out a gargantuan build, and then you find out later on down the line that you'll get access to a completely better recipe that fundamentally alters how you would build a factory at scale, and you have to like delete the entire thing that you spent so much time building previously because it's just obsolete by later techs. It's like, oh man, whenever that happens. Just gotta know what's coming. Gotta find out, look up, research, do some looking about, use your mods, use Hellmod, use what is it really used for? Rough any eye. Try to see what's coming. Find out. Look through the tech tree. Find out what's coming. Because, yeah, sometimes better off to wait. Most times, better off to scale. Just not too much. I wouldn't want to make 150 iron plates a second at this phase of the game. As an example, I would personally not be interested in doing that. That sounds like a horrible idea until I get into Mark II buildings. At Mark II buildings, at high grade level processing, or even just going up through unslimed iron with Mark II buildings, 150 is a bit more reasonable. 150 plus. Right now I have like what, 30? I don't even remember. I have two. I have this thing right here, which is giving me like just over a belt when it's working. My borax died? What did I do? Oh. Yeah, that would help. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I ran out of tar. I completely ran out of tar there. We're not going to use the mined tar anymore for that. I'm going to have to bring in bitumen. Do I have bitumen anywhere nearby? Have I brought in bitumen nearby? No. All the way over here, but I don't feel like running a belt that far. Oh well. Let's get down here. Add a station for bitumen. Do I have heavy oil refineries? Yes, I have heavy oil refineries. That'll be fine. Just get a pipe all the way down here to get the tar brought back in, and then I can mine my stuff again. Surprisingly, though, I thought I had boxes. Wow, I went through all of my reserve on the boxes. My buffer. My buffer! Yeah, I know that the unslimed iron is really good. It's just that I'm being stubborn on this playthrough. Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on getting it out of Simics. And I've made adjustments so that I can get Simics in Blue Science phase. Blue Science slash Pi Science phase, which is the next phase of the game. I need these reversed, actually. Now that I'm thinking about that, I needed this. I needed to copy this guy, right here, this logic. Yeah, this logic right here, and then put wires. That should do. Our bitumen at borax. Bitumen. There we go. Need to convert it to tar and then tar it, bring the tar down. Where's the thingy? You tar. Two of these is 66.67. I don't know if that'll be enough. I hope so. Probably not. Not when I need a ton of the stuff for the syngas. Like, that's all syngas right there, that whole line. And tar. Oh boy, get rid of that, get rid of that. I will need... minus 80, like 80... some odd, 80 some odd. So I do need more stuff. I need more stuffs. Let's go back over here. Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be... There's much better urea options as we go along. Alright, well, that's... Excuse me? Oh, I guess I'm waiting on a delivery. Or my pipe isn't... Huh? Oh, wrong way. There we go. That's going to give me my stuff again. I'm going to end things off here, folks. Just a little bit early. Over the course of the day, we got zinc, we got activated carbon, we fixed some issues here in the base. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shobot. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button, supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushobot if you're so inclined and able. And I will be back on Tuesday. I hope to see you all then.